I'm Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at Little Fish Theater for the opening of Oh Baby.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
I'm Holly Baker Kreisworth, and I'm the director.
Director of which play?
Oh Baby.
Okay.
Playing here at Little Fish Theater. This is a play about a woman who is 40 years old and decides that she wants to have a baby, but she doesn't want to have the husband or the relationship that goes along with it. So she decides to almost audition men for it. And when the boy she grew up with, the boy next door, enters her life, she has to make the decision whether this is the right man for her, or if she really wants to be alone with a baby.
Okay. So why did you decide to direct this play?
I was given this play almost 20 years ago by a friend of mine, and we decided to produce it up in Hollywood, and it was a hit. And when Bill and I, who are company members here, came on, we thought that it would be a great fit for Little Fish's audiences. And so we've been trying to get it on the stage for about 7 years now, and this was the year that we got lucky. And so we just think that a lot of people can relate to it. Sadly, women can relate to it because there's a lot of people who do have issues having babies. But then there's a lot of people who don't realize what they have until it's gone. And so it's one of those kind of realizations that life is good and you should grab onto it while you can.
Great. So any advice you can give to the young directors out there who are listening?
Oh boy. I would say just in a strictly scheduling point of view, make sure you give your actors enough time to rehearse. Make sure that you schedule rehearsals in a way that they have a lot of time to play. Try to get a good idea of what the arc is and for each actor's learning their lines and how much time they need to play with it, and to listen to the ideas of your actors, because sometimes when you're stuck on something, they'll come up with the exact right thing that they're supposed to do.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
Carol Ann Johnson. I've been acting almost my entire life and took 12 years off to have kids and took a hiatus for a while. And I came back about 10 years ago and been doing stage and film and little television here and there. So.
Okay. And which character did you play tonight?
Adrian. Adrian is a 40-year-old woman who wants to have a baby desperately, has 2 divorces, and she can't. She's going to have to have a hysterectomy, and if she doesn't find a father quickly, she's not going to have that opportunity, and so she's on the search. That's all I should say.
Actually, this play was written by a woman and was a romance. I usually find when it's written by a woman and it's written by a man, it's usually different. The type of romance they write.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on that?
I think that actually she does a wonderful job of capturing both the male point of view and the female point of view. I think when I first read the play, I found it not just funny. You know, there are a lot of very poignant moments in it. I actually have had a hysterectomy myself, so I know what that feels like and what every woman goes through when they have to face that. And so I think it's captured beautifully, but in a funny way that's just beautiful.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ashton Marcus with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
Bill Walski. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, North Royalton. I've been living here since 2002, been acting for about 25 years. I played Paul Robinson. Paul is a good guy. He's a guy who means well. He's somebody who's got a big heart. He's definitely a guy who knows what he wants and has been wanting it for a long time, and that's his whole angle. You know, he's really interested in winning the girl.
Actually, I like your performance a lot.
Thank you. I did too.
Okay, so what kind of emotion did you put in? How do you build your character?
Well, I think that first of all, you have to draw upon your personal experience. You have to. We've all had crushes. The pang of unrequited love and everything as it is. And you have to draw upon that. Sometimes you're brave enough to tell that girl how you felt, and sometimes you're even brave enough to make it work. And speaking of drawing upon personal experience, my wife Holly directed the play, and I had a crush on her for a long time. We did a lot of shows together before we actually got together, and my pitch to her was not unlike Paul's pitch to Adrian. And so, it's just one of those things where, either you're going to swallow it and you're going to live with it festering in your heart for the rest of your life, or you're going to spit it out and then maybe it's going to go, it's going to go your way. And knock on wood, I'm happy to say that at least in one case, my pitch was successful. And obviously we learned that Paul's is too.
You've done this play before, right?
Yes, in 2007, Holly and I produced it in Hollywood. She directed then, as well as played the lead role of Adrian. And that was the West Coast premiere of this show. It was the first time it was done west of the Mississippi, and this is the second time, a couple years later.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
I am Rodney Rincon. I'm originally from Houston, Texas. I've started acting there at the AMB Theatre. I moved to New York, spent a few years in New York at New York Shakespeare Festival. Went back to Texas to work on a TV show, and then got picked up on a TV series called Buck James way back when, and that brought me out to LA, and I've been here for 27 years. I play Edmund Jamesway and an elderly traveler who makes his way through the airport scene. Yeah, and Edmund is the love interest of our leading character's mother.
So what do you think about the play?
Well, when I first read it, quite frankly, I didn't think it was that funny. I thought it had some nice things to say, but until we got an audience actually in front of us, people coming to rehearsals, and we had a preview audience last night, then I started to realize how funny it was, because people were laughing and really enjoying it.
I actually felt that way a little bit too, but I think that's because I was a man.
That's a good point. I remember directing a play here with an all-woman cast, and I read it one way, and when I got together with the women in the cast, they saw it in many different ways, which were very educational for me. But I think I see the point you make. Yeah, it's kind of a woman's play, but in a good way.
Yeah, and also, just to tell you a bit about my audience, I have a lot of community theater actors who actually listen to my program. Is there any advice you can give to them, seeing as you have so much experience?
Pay attention and think ahead. Do your homework. If there are things to look up in a play that you haven't learned or don't know about, don't wait for somebody else to figure it out for you. It's so much easier now. You can get on the internet and find these things, and go see lots of good actors. And you can learn a lot from watching really good actors in other shows.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Well, nice to meet you. I enjoyed it.
Hi, I'm Ashton Marcus with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
Daniel Tenant. Born and raised in Long Beach, California, South Bay area. I have been acting since I was approximately 10 years old, over 30 theatrical credits. I played Jesus Man and Contrary Ticket Agent.
And could I have a brief synopsis?
Well, a lot of that is pulled out of where I work. I work at a tourist attraction in Long Beach, California. And, I work with tourists, and they can be pretty stupid. And so I can understand why a lot of ticket agents would react the way I do, contrarily, toward the passengers.
You always hear about the story about, this dramatic actor and this big actor and this big actress, and they get totally overshadowed by this comedic character right next to them, just stealing the scene. I think that's what happened here. What do you think of that?
I think that is 100% correct. I love chewing on the scenery. It is very, very tasty.
Okay. So, basically, are you a comedian, or are you a dramatic player, or what do you think you are?
I lean more towards comedy, but I have been known to do drama.
Is this the type you like, or do you prefer something classical or something?
I like everything. I've done Shakespeare, and I've done modern pieces like this. It's all acting for me, and I enjoy it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Hi, I'm Ashton Marcus with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. You're?
Oh, I'm Hannah Kreisworth. I was in Oh Baby. I played the part of Annie. I go to Torrance High School. I'm a junior right now. I used to act a lot when I was a kid, basically, but I've been so involved with my school activities I haven't had the time, but this has been the first time I've acted in theater since, 8th grade. I played Annie. Basically, Annie is a girl who her life is basically submerged in traveling back and forth in the United States visiting her own parents, and it kind of takes a toll on her life. And basically, she meets up with the main male protagonist at the airport.
Okay. And you're actually a very young female actor.
Yeah, I started acting when I was 6. I was in Tennessee Williams' Count a Hot Tin Roof when that started. I've been doing shows here and there. I love performing. I love talking in front of crowds. I'm on the speech and debate team too at my school, and that's also one of my really big passions besides acting.
And your parents are actually in acting also, or in the business?
Yes, my mom was the director for Oh Baby. My stepfather was the main male protagonist. My mom and stepfather are amazing. I'm one of those kids who's really, fortunate to have really cool parents, because I can say, oh, my parents are doing this play, and I find that really fun to see them and be passionate on stage, rather than seeing them as just, parents, which I love them for that too, but it's just cool seeing them be passionate about something they love so much.
I know there are a lot of Hollywood families. I know a lot of the parents act and the children, it's like generations of children act. Like, I think Drew Barrymore was generations of actors and all that. Do you think that's first I'd like a little comment on that. You think it's unfair for the other kids who want to get acted, their parents aren't acted, your parents have connections, or do you think this is just life? You got to accept something like that. You just happen to be lucky that you were born this way. I mean, that's not your fault.
Mm-hmm. When I first acted, when I was in my first play, it was kind of brought up to me, oh, do you want to do this? And they gave me the chance to say yes or no, so I definitely put myself in that position. But it definitely helps to have connections. My mom was in the business for a long time, and I wanted to go into entertainment. So it's nice, that she made those connections that I'm able to as well. But nevertheless, I think no matter the connections you have, you still have to work hard for what you have. No matter what your background may be, you just have to prove yourself better than what you, basically what your background was.
I actually, I cover I cover a lot of theater and all that, and I've seen some actors, some children actors. The reason they got there is because their parents gave a big donation to the theater and all that, and because they're so committed that they do that, and the child really isn't that talented. Now, I noticed that. First of all, I'm going to comment. You're not untalented. You're actually very talented. But again, what are your thoughts on something like that happening?
Like I said, I think you have to work for it. I've been, rejected from auditions before. I know it's not an easy process. I work here as a company member. I've been a part of Little Fish Theater for about 5 to 6 years now. So the part was kind of guaranteed to me because my mom is the director. But I've been rejected. I've had many rejections. And the only thing I have to say about that is just keep working. Try again. Just try again. And you'll eventually get there.
Okay, also one more quick question. Do you think you were born an actor? Because you're so young again. Some people say you can't teach acting. I mean, you either have it or you don't. I mean, it's not like something you're going to become an extrovert. What do you think about that?
It was definitely a good thing that I was surrounded by theater since I was 3. I went to, my mom's plays when I was 3. I watched the rehearsals. I was a pretty good kid, I think. I don't think I was, loud and riled up all the time. But I think, me being surrounded by it definitely helped. I don't think it's really something I want to pursue a career in, but I do really enjoy it. It's a great hobby, and I really have fun with it.
All right, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ashton Marcus with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, New York.
Jerry Fuentes. I work at Xerox. I've been doing community theater since about 1989, and I enjoy it. It keeps me sane and stable, and I really have a good time. You meet a lot of wonderful people, and you learn how to deal with every kind of individual in the world, and I think it's something that Xerox management should probably do. But I played the mother, and so, it's a very good part. I played sort of a psychic, and I've always wanted to do Blithe Spirit, but never got in it. So this gives me at least a little bit of an opportunity to be a psychic. So, it was fun.
So what do you think of the play?
I think it's a really funny play. It's really good, and it's got a lot of meaning to it, though. So, it's nice to be able to laugh and at the same time appreciate, things about human beings, little traits and stuff that kind of make them what they are, So I really liked it. Yeah, it's fun.
Also, I'd like to know your opinion on community theater because it gives a chance to people who don't have a degree in theater and all that to actually go out there and act in front of live audiences.
Oh, well, I went to San Jose State and I went to their drama department, and but only for a couple of years. So I think the way to be an actor is to use your tool and to be in as many productions as you can in all different aspects of it. So I think that's worthwhile.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
I am Brendan Gill, playing the role of Larry. I'm a Los Angeles-based actor. This is my second production with Little Fish Theater, and happy to return here, as always.
And which character did you play?
Larry. Larry is the boyfriend who looks good on paper and even in person until he gets a little bit excited.
Yeah, you actually didn't have that many lines in this play, but how do you feel you can really contribute to a play like that when you're actually kind of a bit player?
Well, it's all about, every moment that you get, every line that you have is an opportunity to tell a story. So you have to look at it like that. You can't think in like necessarily, well, it's a small part, and so I can't have an effect on the audience. There are certain moments you can have as an actor that people will remember for, weeks, months afterwards, if you really touch them. And so, that's what I do as an actor.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Oh Baby will be playing at Little Fish Theater from April 24th to May 23rd. For more information, go to www.littlefishtheater.org or search for AMB Theater on Facebook.